to the A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words podcast. Join us as we discuss the antics of pro athletes, sports politics, and everything in between. No sport nor athlete is off limits. Now, get you a pitcher of wine and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Lene and Linnell Fletcher, aka the Fletcher Twins. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words podcast. It's your girl Nelly Nell. What up?
And this your girl, Nay. What it do, boo?
That's right. That's right. How was your week this week?
This week, it was a little better than last week. So I'm getting more used to things now that I'm very busy. I'm never not busy.
That's a good thing. You won't get in trouble. When people get bored is when they get in trouble. Okay. This week, actually, and I don't know why, because I worked all 5 days this week. It went by really, really fast for me. So I was very happy. This week flew by. Yeah. Anyway, let's give the people some updates. The NBA playoff update. So now the series is tied 2-2, which is horrible. But I did always say Suns and 6. So I guess this is hopefully is shaping out to be the Suns and 6.
This the kind of playoff finals you want to see. You don't want to see a 4-0 finals. That's boring. Let it go to game 7. Go ahead.
No, game 7 is too risque for me. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Anyway, so tonight I will be home to watch game 5, which is home in Phoenix. So hopefully Chris Paul plays like Chris Paul normally plays, because the last few games he's been Cliff from the State Farm commercials. Okay, we don't need Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff.
Yeah, okay. Cliff. Anyway, with the Olympic NBA team, they done lost twice. Exhibition games. I know the first one was Nigeria the Nigerian team beat them. And I got this Nigerian friend, and as soon as Nigeria won, he texted me, my boys just beat your boys. You live in America now, sir. You go for USA. Okay? Anyway, so and players are
Them Nigerians are very tall, and they know what they're doing. They coming up.
Yeah, and I heard it's some NBA players on the Nigeria team too. Like, because you normally represent your actual country when you play for the Olympics. So and players are dropping out left and right. I think I just got an article the other day that said, what's the guy, the white guy that LeBron used to play for that we said looked like a dad, Kevin Love. Think he done dropped off. A few other players dropped out too. So this ain't no dream team.
Why
are
they dropping off?
I think different reasons. Some medical, some probably just tired. No, this is extracurricular for them.
Okay.
Anywho, recap of the McGregor fight. He lost. He broke his own leg, and he's an idiot.
Yeah, like he lost. He didn't just lose. He lost. And the only thing I was upset the fact that he did break his leg, because I wanted to see an actual knockout. This one was considered a knockout by medical doctor or something like that. And with this, people been saying, well, they're going to have to fight again. But first of all, McGregor leg, that's going to take a while.
A year. Like somebody said, it's going to be like a year before he can even start training again. Dustin ain't worried about him after a year.
I was just saying, I don't know if Dustin gonna want to fight him again, because this fight was personal, I think, for Dustin. Even though he was trying in the first fight, he lost because he made it too personal, because McGregor got into his head. Mm-hmm. But after the fight was over, how they was talking to each other, this is personal.
It is. It is.
It was so funny when Dustin told, because Dustin literally said the fight, and they re-showed it. Dustin said one of the times McGregor kicked him, he heard a crack. Or he
pointed to his leg.
And he pointed to his leg like you better watch out, because that's something wrong. Yeah. And it showed it, and he did point to it.
He must have kicked him. He'd be kicking him real hard then. That's crazy.
And that's the same. I think that's the same leg that broke. I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
So he probably did hear something, but of course McConnell was like, no, nothing cracked, blah, blah, blah. And McConnell was on the what do you call it? On the floor of the mat, whatever.
Of the octagon, yeah.
And he was still talking trash after he lost. He said Dustin's wife in his DM. And I went on Dustin's page afterwards.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Because I always do. And then I went to his wife's page. And her profile picture, you would think she black or mixed, but I don't know, she might be mixed, but she looked more white on her actual picture. But on her profile picture, she looked black. But they have a nice little family. They got one kid. That lady ain't in his DMs
at all.
And but it was so funny when Dustin looked at McGregor and said, "Shut your BA up, like your bitch ass up." And I started laughing. I was like, "Wow, I know white boys talk like that too." Okay.
Oh my God. Anyway, but yeah, and the fight brought out a lot of celebs, so it was a big deal. McGregor always will bring out the folks. But anyway, another update, Maria Taylor is reportedly nearing a deal with NBC Sports. So she said, ESPN, forget y'all. Y'all don't treat me right, forget y'all. And yeah, that's that. And I did hear Sha'Carri was running some type of race in August. I forgot what it was, but she's doing something in August. What are you sipping on today? Because I'm sipping on my water, my aqua, because last night I was out and I can't drink no more today.
Oh my God. I'm sipping on a little Muscadet. I emptied the bottom. The bottom of the bottle is dry now.
Okay.
There's no more. Nevermore, nevermore.
Nevermore. Okay. Let's get into our first story. We actually have 3 to talk about today because these people were acting the fool.
Okay. She's running wild. Like my boy said, I'm 40-year-old virgin.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yes, our first story, of course, we have to talk about Stephen A. Smith. Everybody know he is the commentator for First Take on ESPN. Is it ESPN? Yeah, ESPN. So he was talking about this baseball player. Well, actually, he was talking about baseball. And I guess there is maybe the number 1 baseball player is play for American baseball team, right? I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm gonna just pronounce the last name. I think it's Ohtani. He's a Japanese baseball player, and obviously I don't watch baseball, but obviously he's like the number 1 player. So when he was discussing the game of baseball, he said, and I quote, "I don't think it helps that the number 1 face is a dude that needs an interpreter so you can understand what the hell he is saying in this country." And I'm like,
I can't
believe he said that either, right? So he initially let out a video after getting blasted on the internet, clearing up his statements, but he wasn't backing down. So he pretty much was like, people are misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm talking about the marketability and the promotion of the sport, right? And then he also tweeted, "It's amazing that folks still don't know me after all these years. If I'm wrong about something, I will apologize, especially if I unintentionally offended any group of people, because it's the right thing to do, period. I'm black, I would know. See y'all tomorrow on First Take." So I guess the internet still wasn't feeling that, all right? So he finally issued an apology. And I read some of his apology. It says, "Let me apologize right now as I'm watching things unfold. Let me say that I never intended to offend any community, particularly the Asian community, and especially Ohtani himself. As an African-American, keenly aware of the damage stereotyping has done to many in this country, I should have elevated my sensitivities even more. Based on my words, I failed in that regard, and it's on me and me alone." And then he said he'll happily reiterate these words more extensively tomorrow on First Take. So what is your take on the whole situation? What's your thought?
He's an idiot. How you can't say nothing about somebody having an interpreter or having to have an interpreter without knowing that you're gonna offend them. Like, what is that? That's just stupid. Like, I don't understand. That made me mad because I like the Asian culture.
Okay.
Yes, and I like Ohtani. But I did learn from this that baseball is the number 1, like the oldest sport in America. Yeah, I didn't know that.
It is, and go ahead. Oh, I actually thought baseball was more, and I don't know, I think a lot of international people playing baseball now, but I thought it was more like Hispanics
I did too.
So, but I never seen a Japanese baseball player. So that was news to me. But also, I do want to play devil's advocate a little bit because I do know what he was trying to say. He just did not articulate it correctly. He's pretty much saying if y'all trying to market this in the USA, use an American player. Pretty much it's an American sport, and if y'all let's say if he was the new Jordan, like he want to have shoes, he want to do clothing, do cologne brand stuff like that, wanted to branch out and market the sport more by doing those endorsements, it's just going to be hard to relate to him and to want to get some of his items because he can't speak English. But yeah, that's just like going up to somebody because they speak a different language and be like, you're an American, speak English now. That's very rude. So that's essentially what he's saying. But I get what he was trying to say. That's what I'm saying. And I do think race is, even though he didn't say anything about race, I do think it's a very touchy subject to broach nowadays. Like, as a Black person, I can crack on Black people, but I'm not going to crack on any other community. But I will crack on a Black person in a second and use the stereotypes against that Black person. Okay, I would do it.
God. Yeah, it just sucks. I mean, I know I too sometimes like get a little way when like I talk to somebody and they don't understand me, but I'm not about to literally say to them, you need to speak English. You in America.
Yeah, that's very rude. It's very rude.
Instead of saying that, he should have offered to help him take English classes. You know, I teach Chinese people English all the time. He can come take a class with me. Okay. Okay, I'm available. Okay. Make it happen.
Yeah, and I don't know if he said anything. I don't know, but yeah, it was very rude to say, but I get what he was trying to say. If you want to market an American sport, having a person that can speak English. But also, is baseball like international like that? Like soccer, I don't think it is. So maybe that's why. Soccer can have a lot of different like spokesmen and something because they're from different countries, but I think baseball is only in America. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith need to take a timeout. He been on TV too long. He been yelling at the TV too long. Like, stop. You just yelling at the teleprompter, okay? He always talking like he running out of breath. Okay.
He is. And also, I think he got so popular for saying what is it called? Unpopular opinions. Or basically saying what people want to say but wouldn't actually say, because some people probably do look at Otay's post-game interviews and like, oh Lord, here we go. Some people probably say that, but they wouldn't actually say it out loud. Okay, it's some things you just think, and then other things you say. Like, you think but you don't say it. And that was one of those things. He should be ashamed. Being a Black person, he should be ashamed. You can't say stuff like that to a minority person. Go ahead.
No, I don't think you can get passed for anything. No, don't. This is not. No. He doesn't get a pass. I don't care who he was talking to. That I don't think he should get a pass for that. But do you think he should apologize? Like, was the apology necessary? Yeah, okay.
So the apology definitely was necessary. But also, again, you know how I feel about forced apologies.
Yeah, because at first he was like not backing down at all. He was like, I said what I said. Y'all misinterpreted it. But as Charlemagne, the guy always say, you can say what you want, but be prepared for the consequences. And also he do be saying, you can say what you want, forget your intentions. Is how
people perceive
it. Right. Yeah. So he should have said it, and ain't nothing wrong with. I want an interpreter too. Somebody to follow me everywhere. I want one. Can I get an interpreter?
We have actually at our church, we have for our online viewership,
a sign language person.
Yeah, and she be in the back and the camera be on her. So like we always walk past her when we go sit in the pew. And she be in the corner doing her sign language. I just hope she ain't like that Black lady that was the sign language for Broward County, but ain't know what she was doing. And I don't know how she got hired. Because nobody else knew sign language. How you interview a sign language expert and you don't know sign language? So you just gonna be like, oh yeah, that's what she said.
Anyway, on to the next story. Dwayne Haskins got beat up by his wife, pretty much. So yeah, as a refresher, Dwayne is a 2019 first round pick by the Washington football team, but now he is on the Pittsburgh Steelers. He signed a 1-year deal. He's 24 years old, so his brain isn't fully there.
Yeah.
And his wife is facing domestic violence charges from an alleged assault, which supposedly occurred on July 3rd in a Vegas hotel room. Okay. She's accused of punching him in the mouth. Once the police got there, Haskins had a split lip, had a missing tooth, and other injuries to his mouth that would require dental work to repair. Okay.
Oh my God.
Haskins soon posted he has all of his teeth and to not be concerned. However, the police supposedly did find blood and a piece of tooth when they searched the room. So and I'm like, that wasn't no tooth. That was just a piece of something that broke off the corner of a cabinet or something. Well, how y'all can tell it's a tooth? Are y'all a dentist? Y'all are anti-dentite? Okay. Anyway,
oh my God.
Supposedly Haskins and his wife got married in March, right? And they were in Vegas to renew their vows. Supposedly, this is what the street's saying. And at some point, the wife got upset with Haskins because him and his friends didn't wait on her and her friends to go to the club. And I'm like, what is going on? Like this, you sure you want to marry this lady? She done bust your lip. I'm scared of her. Do whatever she want to do. Do what she want to do. So afterwards, like you, I went on the wife's page, IG page. She's pretty. She's a little, what is it called? Like you can tell she keeps up because she like looks and stuff like that. She got the lashes and everything, but she's actually a pretty person. Like she don't need much to look pretty. But yeah. So yeah, what are your thoughts?
So they were already married and just was getting remarried?
Which is crazy because that's only like 3 months later, right? They were renewing their vows. So I'm thinking they probably originally got married like in a courthouse, and this was probably an actual ceremony. That's what I'm thinking.
But not that ring. Did you see that ring? Because that ring was something nice. I saw
the ring.
My question is, who called the police? Did he call the police on his wife? Because I don't know. I don't think it said in the report.
Probably a nosy neighbor. You know them nosy neighbors. People can't do nothing without people sticking in their nose in people's business.
But sometimes a lot of people say like, either way it goes, whoever called the police on the other person, that's like the end of the line. That's like it's over. But with these celebrities, that's like they get off to these things. That's a turn on. Okay, because they still go renew their vow 3 months after they got married, which is crazy. And he's only 24. I've watched Judge Mathis a lot while I'm at work doing my work. And I listen to it. And he always say, a guy under 25, like, don't believe it when they say, like, they gonna be with you, just you for forever. Because
forever
they under
25.
Yeah. And it's like, no, if they under 25, don't believe them because they gonna be with other women. So this guy 24, so I don't know if they gonna make it.
Oh, not starting off like this. No, just because they probably been together since high school or college and he feel an obligation to stay with her. No, sir, no. You're not obligated to stay with anybody or whatever. But yeah, how you gonna let your wife be? You need to listen to her because she wear the pants, sir. Because and he talking about when he spoke to the police, he said, yeah, he do remember getting in an argument, but he don't remember getting physical. And I think he like blacked out or something.
I was just about to say he blacked
that punch blacked your ass out. That punch knocked your behind out, sir. She got a nice left hook, obviously. And I'm scared of her.
She should be in jail, and this is crazy to say, but I'm happy it ain't the other way around. For once, it's not the other way around, okay? Because these bitches be getting beat up left and right, almost about to die. But then we argue for the man should be in jail. He should be in jail, and he should get fired and all this. If she working, she needs to be fired. And also she needs to be in jail. She need to be in somebody's jail because that's domestic violence on either end. It's just not cool.
It's not. And I don't know. Yeah, like this is crazy because I remember, I don't know. I can't call, like, it would have to be a very serious situation for me to call the police on the person that I'm with, which goes to the next story we're going to talk about also. But I remember at one point I did want to call one on an ex, but I didn't because I was like, because like you said, that would be the end. Like, that's final. That's finito. That's it. It would be the end. So I didn't. And plus with what's going on in the world, you never know what can happen because you just trying to be a good person and then somebody end up dead. But yeah, they need to take some counseling or something because, and he needs to listen to her and her friends because obviously this girl is a boss and she gonna get what she wants. You should have waited for her for the club. She wanted to go to the club too, sir. Let her go to the club. But yeah, they was probably taking 5 hours just to put on some makeup. Bitches ain't got time to wait on y'all. I'm ready to go now. All I got to do is put on a hat and I'm ready.
That is all they got to do.
It is. It's hard work being pretty. It's hard to work, okay? But anyway, yeah, so I guess congrats to them, kind of, sort of. I don't know. Let's move on to the next story. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody getting beat up no more in that household because I'm scared to enter, okay? I do not want to enter. So the next story, which is our big story, is Richard Sherman. Everybody knows him. His disturbing behavior and arrest recently. Okay, so he's 33 years old. He's a 10-year veteran. He was the great cornerback for the Seahawks, and then he played for the 49ers. Now he's a free agent. So he faces burglary, domestic violence charges. So yeah, his wife called 911 and says he was attempting to enter the home forcefully. When police arrived, he was outside. He fought with the police. Then they let out the K9 unit or something, so they was able to apprehend him and take him to the hospital. And then he went to jail after that. He was denied bail at first, right? Then, of course, we all done heard the 911 tape and we saw the video. I sent you the video, right?
Okay. Yeah, I saw it.
So he was drunk and belligerent and aggressive. He threatened to kill himself. And according to the 911 tape, his wife said he drank 2 bottles of alcohol. I think she said Hennessy and something else or whatever. And after it was all over, his wife made a statement that said, at this time, we're going to make no statements except he didn't harm anybody. My kids were not harmed in the incident. He's a good person and this is not his character. We're doing all right, just trying to get him out. I want people to know no one was injured. So he has since been released without bail. And yesterday he let out a statement via social media, and part of the statement said he vowed to get the help that he need. So what are your thoughts? And do you think this is CTE related or football related because he's a free agent? And you know, when people livelihoods are taken away, they start acting up.
First of all, okay, so he stays there in that house. Why couldn't he get in? I'm confused. Like, he should have slapped that shit off.
I think it was her dad's house. Okay. I think it was her dad's house. And I don't know who he was trying to get to, but his wife was in there, but I think it wasn't their house together. No.
Okay, yeah. So he looked like he was using all his little league, pee-wee football skills that he learned when he was a child trying to get in that door. I was scared and just watching the video.
Yeah, that was rough to watch, especially a person like that who was like the face of a franchise. He's an amazing player. He went to a great school. He told Skip Bayless he was better at life than him. It's kind of hard to see him like that on that path. But that's what I always say. And I be telling y'all every time I get drunk to the point of no return, I always say alcohol should be illegal.
It should,
because it changes you. it really changes you, and it changes your thoughts. It changes your behavior. You can barely walk. I'm surprised he can walk. After a bottle of Hennessy, I'd have been knocked out on the grass. He has a very high tolerance. Okay.
Yeah, 2 bottles of alcohol. He should have been out like a light,
Out,
like a
out.
light, like a light. And yeah, no, I don't know what had happened, but hopefully his kids didn't see that because they would probably be scared. I know my kids would be very scared if that happened to us.
They probably heard the commotion, but I just hope that it's not CTE related, because in our flashback moment we will talk about a player who we think do have CTE. But my question to you is, should the wife have called the police? And also, should the NFL step in and do something? The NFL Players Association did bring out a statement saying pretty much they're looking into the incident, and pretty much they promote non-violence and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think the NFL should definitely step in and have him tested. They need to, somebody somewhere need to figure out how to test for CTE before it's too late. Like, because I don't understand why we can only realize it's CTE after the fact. But I don't know. I think he was just drunk. I don't think that had nothing to do with CTE, in my opinion, had anything to do with CTE. Because most CTE cases is you kill yourself, pretty much. You commit suicide.
But also that because his wife did say he sent out text messages saying he was going to kill himself. That's what made me think of CTE. Okay. And she said that wasn't his character. Like, that's not his character. So that's why I thought of CTE. But I also think it's like football related. Like I said, when you take away somebody's livelihood, it's like they bored. I told you, when you're bored, that's when you get in trouble. Yeah. And they don't know what to do after football. Hopefully he gets signed somewhere, because I'm pretty sure he's still good.
But first of all, I think his career had to be at least 10 years. That's a good career in any major league sport. Like, you should be proud. Move on to something else. Somebody else you can't play till you 55. This is not the type of occupation that you play up until actual retirement age. Okay. So yes, you 33, you still young. You can start very young. You can start another career. I'm literally starting from the bottom in another career right now, and I'm 35. So you got 2 years on me, sir.
Yeah, he can be and he actually talks really good. Like, speaking, he can be a broadcaster. He can open up a car dealership. He can open up a car wash, a restaurant. He can start flipping houses. He got enough to do enough, okay? Because that house look good, and they ain't even see it. And I know it look good.
Yeah, he could do little pop-up shops here and there, host comedy shows for up-and-coming artists. He could be a coach, like a little league coach in his community. Correct. We about to sign Braylon up for basketball at Plantation, the city. Okay. He need coaches. Coaches are needed, but some coaches don't be getting paid like that one on. I don't know if you saw it, but on what is that called? It was a show on, I think, Netflix. Or it was on Netflix. It wasn't a Netflix show, but they did this whole show about the little league team down in Miami, about the different teams in Miami. And one of the coaches, said they don't get paid, even though they're like employed by the city, but it's more like a volunteer thing. Like it was crazy, but he was like, he do it because he liked the kids, and
he probably trying to build his resume to get another job, like an actual paying gig. Yeah. But so I hope this. I don't, because they called the police. So do they have to charge him? I don't know. But
she don't have to charge him. But if she don't have to charge, she could drop the charges. But if a prosecutor wants, and I just learned this, but if a prosecutor wants to bring charges on him, there's nothing she could do about it.
I don't think they will, because the judge or somebody in the courtroom, even though he didn't appear, but he got set free, either the judge or one of the attorneys said he's a good person, he's a good husband, he's good in the community and stuff like that. So I don't think they're gonna charge him. I think they're just gonna like wave this off as a one-time thing, but it better not happen again. And he, like he said, he better go get the help he needs, because either he's an alcoholic or he got some mental issues. Then just go to therapy and talk to somebody. Find a good therapist though, okay? Because it's all about finding that right person, okay? Anyway, time for our flashback moment. And it is Brian Price. I remember he's a former football player who ran through a glass door of an auto parts store years ago. He was very agitated and disoriented. He most likely has CTE. His short-term memory is becoming poor, and he's had a personality change, according to his wife. And CTE can cause dementia, aggression, difficulty thinking, and suicidal thoughts, and there is no cure. So when I heard about the Sherman thing, I thought about Brian Price immediately, because who runs through a glass door and they know it's a glass door? And it was caught on camera. It was very scary to watch. So they need to do something about this football, because it's not looking good for the future. Because if I had a kid, I don't think I would sign him up for it, honestly. Like, I would do baseball, soccer, something like that. I wouldn't do football. Even though football is my favorite sport, I would not do it.
Yeah, I'll watch it. But I mean, if Braylon said he wanted to play, I wouldn't stop him. But I'm glad he said basketball.
Yeah, because this is getting scary. Because just like they said, Junior Seau that had it after he died. Aaron Hernandez had one of the worst cases ever.
Yeah.
This is just crazy. Anyway, time for the rant of the week, because I got something to say. And we touched on this a little earlier. My rant goes to the Conor McGregor, your boy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
First of all, Conor, stop talking all this smack just to sell a fight. If people don't want to come see you based on pure skills alone, then that should tell you something. You go way too far with your trash talk. Then you go in the octagon and you look like a fool's fool. Who starts off kicking in a fight? All you did was kick. You broke your own leg, sir, just to let you know. You broke your own leg. How you in a fight and you break your own leg? Did you break it on purpose because you was getting your butt whipped? Huh? You didn't want to get your butt whipped no more? Secondly, after your butt was firmly whipped and you were sitting on the ground, you were still talking trash. Who talks trash after getting beat up? Are you trying to save face? Are you trying to get hyped for your next fight? My suggestion to you, sir, is to go home and retire off the little dignity that you did have left, okay? Nobody wants to see you anymore. You are a clown in this sport now. We'd actually rather go see an actual clown fight a 5-year-old at a birthday party, okay? Oh, and one last word of advice, Conor. People with accents can't trash talk.
That's true.
It just don't sound right. It sounds like you're asking him how his day was. Okay, so just stop. Kudos to Dustin. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, first of all, kudos to Dustin. I was actually rooting for him, even though I like Conor. I didn't even realize. I just like the backstory. That's why I chose Dustin. But I didn't even realize that he's actually reps the an American athlete. So should have been. I was rooting for him. He represented us pretty well. And I think I'm going to start watching his fights because I'm a fan now. I'm a fan. And yeah, kind of he got popular because he was a trash talker. So I guess he kind of got to keep that up. Like with Stephen A. Smith, he got popular because he had unpopular opinions. So you got to keep that up or it's going to die down. But yeah, I think he's on the decline. And I think one of the commentators after the fight said, there was 2 people in this fight, and this reminded me about what somebody said about Lil Wayne and Pusha T. They said it was 2 people in this fight, and only one of them looked like they was in their prime, and the other one looked like they was on the decline.
Oh, wow.
Remember they said that about, I think Lil Wayne and Pusha T had, I don't know if they had a diss song about each other or if they was on the song together. And they was like, yeah, only one of them sound like they was in their prime, and the other one didn't. And you know who they was talking about.
They must have been talking about our boy was in their prime.
Yes, Pusha
Okay.
T.
Yeah.
That was like right after the infamous diss where we found out about Drake's. Yeah, where we found out about Drake's
baby. The baby.
Yeah, the baby. We found out about the baby.
That was one of the best beefs I've ever witnessed because he had held no punches. He talked about somebody who was dying also. Wanted somebody on Drake's team who got cancer or some kind of disease. And they like, how you talk about somebody that's pretty much on a deathbed, sir? You were below the belt. But then you say it's no rules.
There's no rules or below the belt when you doing a diss record. Like Drake didn't have nothing back when he talked about Meek Mills 5 years ago. That was one of the best diss tracks ever. So it just came 180 back to him 10 times harder though. Cause I was like, this is ugly. This is getting ugly. That was almost as worse as Sheetha.
Sheetha was
like
I think I heard, speaking of Sheetha and Remy Ma, I heard she's going to be hosting some type of true crime show. So
Remy Ma?
Yeah, check that out. It's a true crime store, but it's a show, but it's also like a redemption. Like they did the crime, but now the people are better. They're back out in society being good citizens. So yeah. Time for our highlight of the week, and the highlight is Candace Parker. And it's so crazy because I don't know why. I guess because Candace is on the NBA show where they talk with Shaq and Ernie and all that. I thought she was retired, but she's not. So she is on NBA 2K's cover for the game. She's the first female cover athlete. She's a 2-time WNBA MVP. And in 2016, she won the WNBA Finals MVP. And so she's on the cover of the WNBA 25th anniversary special edition of NBA 2K22. They have different covers, but that's the one that she's on. I think Luka is on another cover. And then the anniversary one has one with Kevin Durant and 2 other people. But she says representation matters, so this was a special moment of progress for the sport and the series. To be a part of this historic cover is a testament to growth and rising popularity of the women's game. And I'm proud to be the first female cover athlete to be the face of NBA 2K. So kudos to Candace Parker, and that is our highlight of the week.
Yeah, so question about that. So she's on the NBA one and not the WNBA one?
They are, first of all, it was confusing to me too. But they always have different covers for different meanings. So this one they have 3. Luka is on the regular one for like the game, right?
Okay.
And then there's 2 special covers. She's on the WNBA special one for the NBA. And then Kevin Durant and the 2 other people is on the 25th anniversary, because I think this is like the 25th anniversary of the game. So that's why it got Kevin Durant and the older player, I think it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then somebody else. But yeah, kudos to her. And I saw her cover. All the covers are cute. But
so yeah, is there a WNBA 2K or whatever? Is there a girl version?
I don't know. I don't
play games.
Sadly, I don't
play video games.
I don't play video games, and I don't
keep up with that. Keep
up with the WNBA. No, but I did hear. I got an article speaking of the NBA. I don't know if this applies to WNBA or not, but I know for next season, 21 to 22, they are going to do the play-in tournament again. So that's good. Because people thought they were going to cut it off this year because they thought they were only doing it for COVID reasons. But I guess people like it. Or they just still trying to get money back. I don't know. But kudos to Candace Parker, Miss Parker. But you can go ahead and promote your HR business.
All right, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it do. Okay? If y'all have a small business out there that's hurting in that HR department, we got y'all. Okay? And we got y'all at rates that y'all can afford. Okay, so we do the recruiting, the background checks. We do all that. So hit us up on IG at HCMGMT Consultant. Again, that's HCMGMT MGMT Consulting. All our contact info is in the bio, or you can shoot us a DM, direct messages, okay? It goes down in the DM. You already know that, okay? And we will get back to y'all. So that's all I got.
And we will check y'all out next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words with yours truly, the Fletcher Twins. Make sure you join us every week and rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit up our email at podcast.1000words@gmail.com with any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover. Also, check us out on IG at the Fletcher Twins and Facebook at A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words.